coast to coast, it's your hosts, the Lombardi Leap and Mersey FB. This is Beyond the Frozen Tundra.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I know we're only doing one episode a week, and in case you missed last episode, it is because, it's that time of the year. Things get a little bit slower, but we did get some Packer news here. Recently, two significant events took place. We signed a quarterback and released a kicker. That's pretty important, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would agree there. I think for the first time, well, Malik Willis was a great backup quarterback, but this is a different style of backup QB from Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor.
It's the most experienced backup quarterback that Jordan's ever had in his tenure as a starter.
Yeah.
Not counting sitting behind Aaron
Rodgers, yeah. Great point.
Mm-hmm.
I think that should help mitigate the McManion leaving. Sean Mannion.
Mannion,
sorry, not McManion.
yeah,
I don't know
not
why I want to
McManion.
say McManion.
Well,
Sean Mannion. That should mitigate Sean Mannion leaving. I mean, Tyrod Taylor has a wealth of experience there, which is awesome. I think it's a great signing there. It does stabilize your backup quarterback position. I think the biggest thing, though, is there is no kicker battle.
That is true. They cut McManus.
They did, yeah.
The process to this confused me a little. I don't quite understand. Well, just to preface, I'm glad McManus is gone because of all of the off the field stuff. And the fact he started missing crucial kicks and you just couldn't roll him out there past 45 yards. So,
I mean, he missed two extra points against the Bears, was it? Or was it two kicks and an extra point?
I think it was two kicks and an extra point.
Either way, it was bad. I get it. You're basically saying, hey, Trey Smack, you're the guy. We're confident in you, which should give him a boost here.
He needs the snaps the reps to develop and everything. Develop, quote unquote, as a kicker, but just get your confidence. I don't think he's gonna struggle. He's been pretty automatic in college. I think it'll be the same thing in the NFL. So
yeah, very, very consistent. Wow, I think he was the top kicker on most people's boards. I mean, it hopefully this will
wasn't he the
finally
only kicker with a draftable grade?
That's a great question. Probably.
Mm-hmm. And
might have been.
Yeah, people will be like, "Oh, the trade up thing." They didn't want to come second in a one kicker race, so.
Yeah, I mean, oh no, 2 7th-round picks. Whoop-de-doo. I sleep just as fine at night. And it doesn't, losing 2 7th-round picks and getting your, knock on wood, Lord willing, franchise kicker, I think that's worth it. I think that's very, very much worth it here. But today, we are doing our way too early 53. It's way too early. Figuring out who goes where, what goes who, and obviously we just talked about special teams. I kind of feel like we'll just get this out of the way pretty easily. I feel like we're the same here.
Yeah.
We're fair.
Yeah.
Or Zach Smack and Whelan.
Mm-hmm. I would even consider bringing in a new long snapper to get rid of to replace Orczyk, but
yeah. But it's just the pedigree there. I get it. I don't think they're really doing much.
No,
outside of that.
What, Whelan's a borderline All-Pro?
Should have been All-Pro last year. I definitely think he did get snubbed in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
But,
is it Whelan or is it Whalen? Whalen sounds more Irish to me.
It could be Whalen. You're asking the wrong person. I butcher
that is true.
Name an episode.
We're 70 episodes in. I should know this.
I find it to butcher one name an episode
Mhm.
unintentionally and intentionally sometimes, depending on how I'm feeling.
I'll
So
yeah, I think heading on into offense now because we've covered the special teams of the 3 that they'll
yeah,
carry onto the roster.
defense is going to be a little more in flux, and it kind of depends on where you have Bull Melton too.
True.
Like that's going to be kind of an interesting scenario here. I think there is some flux here in the offense. I mean, quarterback room. I think you and I are pretty much on the same page here.
Yeah.
Jordan Love is our starter.
So yeah, it's Jordan Love as the starter. Tyrod Taylor as the backup. You didn't do practice squad, but if I was to take a guess at the practice squad, I would think they would keep Kyron Drones, and then that leaves
Yeah.
McCord as the odd man out. But
Yeah, I could agree with that. I think Drones is just more developable as a quarterback. He has that more Malik Willis style. I think that's probably the only kind of what if scenario is Drones on the practice squad. And we're like running back. How many running backs did you have?
I have them keep being 3.
Okay, so do I. So I think we're
We
probably
have
on the same
probably
page
the
here
same
as
3.
well.
Where I think it would differ
Jacobs.
is if you did a practice squad. I think our opinion on who makes the practice squad would be a little different.
I do actually have a practice squad running back here.
Okay. Well,
Because
I think they could keep 2 on the practice squad like they have before, but
I mean, I kept Jacobs, Brooks, and Lloyd.
yes.
So 3 running backs.
Did you know
which
Lloyd
kinda
was
makes
220?
sense. No, I did not know Lloyd was 220.
Lloyd is 5'9",
This-
220.
That's ridiculous. No wonder his stinking hurting his hamstrings all the time. He's too heavy. Got too
Yeah.
much weight coming down on those legs.
Mhm. Well, Jacobs is 223, so
That's yeah. All right, that's fair. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. Who is your practice squad running back?
Jaden Nixon.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't even know he was on the roster. I
Well,
completely
he
forgot.
was a UDFA that they brought in.
I completely forgot about him.
Like
I put Damian Martinez.
I think if they were going to keep 2, they would keep Nixon and Martinez. I view Nixon as more of like the change of pace back, and they don't really have a backup one of those on the roster other than him. Like it's Lloyd, but if
fair.
Lloyd goes down, what's kind of your plan? So
Yeah, that's a good point. I just liked Martinez because he gave me
Yeah.
Manuel Wilson vibes, who obviously signed with
yeah,
Seattle.
he was like a 4th round pick 2 years ago or a year ago. So
yeah, I thought he was later than that. But
Was he
yeah,
5th?
Could be. I want to say he was like a.
He was a
6th or
7th round, but I feel like I had like a 4th
Yeah.
round grade on him.
Yeah, so there's definitely, I think there's a lot of upside there for Damian
Mm-hmm.
Martinez. Now let's get into some fun stuff though. Wide receiver room.
Interesting
I
note
feel like
here.
how many did you keep?
Well, they have RJ Maryland listed as a wide receiver.
Okay, who's they?
I have ESPN's thing up. I should double check with the pack.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't. Nah, I'm not doing it yet. I don't like that.
I know.
I wouldn't be shocked if they put him as like a running back. That I think because he is more. He can do H back stuff.
I
He's
think
definitely
that's
more
what they think
exciting.
they have him as with the
That's weird.
yeah.
I did keep 7 wide receivers.
You kept 7. Okay. Who are your 7?
Yes. Well, obviously, like your top
5 are pretty locked.
3 are going to be. Well, yeah. I mean, Watson, Golden, Reed, Sky Moore. I think makes it first punt return ability and kick return ability, and they give him a decent guaranteed. Obviously, Savion's back, and then so that puts me at 5. And I kind of thought, okay, I had a high grade on Sturdivant, and I really like him. I like his tape the previous year. Like, I do think he should have gone in, like, the 5th round, or I could even argue higher. Just it was just a bad year at a bad school in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And the Packers love Bo Melton, especially as a special teams gunner. I could hear the argument where they only keep 6, and it's between Sturdivant and Melton as that kind of last place, and whoever is a better special teams gunner ends up making it. So, that'll be kind of interesting to see there, but, I mean, I just kind of felt that I went with 7 wide receivers, which just does feel like a lot.
Yeah,
S
I see what you mean here. I went with 6. I had Sturdivant making it over Melton.
I could hear that,
I think
and I could see it.
at this point, if you were to release Melton, he doesn't get claimed by another team, and you could sign back on the practice squad. But you did just sign him to a deal, so
It was an ERA. He was an
Mhm.
ERFA, so it's free money.
yeah, it's free money. But
Basically, there's no guaranteed money there. So if you do cut him, you're not losing anything, kind of a thing. You're not losing any cap space.
it's really interesting because they
Sick.
could have him as a corner, but then you would keep
Yeah, but
him over like Shamar Bartholomew, who can like legit play corner.
yeah,
But I don't know how many corners they would keep. So
that makes me wonder if one corner does get traded eventually. I'm kind of
I'm thinking it would be
wondering that.
Valentine then.
Yeah, I could see that. We'll get to that though. So you had 6, I had 7. How many O lines did you got?
We just did that. We just did it again. Uh-oh. I kept 9.
Oh, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 9 O lines.
Yeah.
I mean, Morgan Banks are like left tackle, left guard.
Yes. So I think these 6 are sorry, these 7 offensive linemen are like locked in completely. Morgan, Banks, Ryan, Belton, Burton, Kennard. Oh, and Tom. Did I say Tom?
Yeah.
Morgan, Banks, Ryan,
Banks,
Belton, Tom, Burton, Kennard. Those 7 players are making the team no matter what.
Yeah.
And now it becomes a battle between Jacob Monk, Travis Glover, Brant Banks, Josh Geske, and Dylan Wade. The 2 that I have, and like Barnhart and Cooper. The 2 that I have making the roster are Brant Banks and Dylan Wade. I believe they really like Banks because
That's funny.
They brought him back after Tennessee released him. And of the UDFA or the interior offensive lineman left, I think Dylan Wade is the best. Played at a higher level than them at an SEC school. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I forgot about somebody. This is really poor podcasting. So,
Williams?
Yeah. Think of it as like Andy Herman said this well. Think of that 7th round pick. Take that 7th round pick out of last year's class and put it into this year's class because he literally didn't play a snap for us last year.
True.
Barely threw on some shoulder pads. This year, I think he is healthier and makes the team.
And that's where I did have him on mine, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So you had Dylan Wade, who I think could beat out Williams.
I would replace Wade with Williams. I just completely overlooked him.
I had Brant Banks and Williams as my 2 extra ones there. I don't think the Packers trade any of those players at all whatsoever. I also think Burton ends up starting. If Burton ends up starting, I think possibly you could trade Sean Ryan.
Mm,
I think that is
offensive
a
line
slight
talent is
possibility.
always needed around the league, so I would avoid trading Ryan.
I would agree. But if the Packers only view Sean Ryan as a center, if that's all they only view him, and Jaeger Burton's like, hey, he's the guy. Jaeger Burton is the guy here. Jaeger Burton. I'm gonna do it wrong again. 0 for 3 so far.
They also
if Jaeger Burton is the guy.
They also do tend to keep 10 offensive linemen sometime.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
if they go heavier, wait, yeah. I'm just doing the math on my rosters in my head.
Yeah, I mean, then I would just drop a wide receiver. I would just drop like probably Sturdivant, but he probably does get claimed. I think there's a high chance he gets claimed. I don't think Melton gets claimed, so I think they do cut Melton and just add like Dylan Waiter.
Well, and now
I think you can get Gesky.
Yeah,
on the practice squad.
I think they have like you mentioned like special teams as a thing. I think the way the roster is tailored now, specifically with like defensive players, Benjamin St-Juste, great special teamer. Damani Jackson has the capability to be a good special teamer. Haddon, when healthy, Bullard can do it too. So,
yeah, that could phase Melton out of a job, depending on who ends up being a good gunner. 100%. It's a great point. Tight ends. I mean, I kept 3.
Yeah, you really can only keep 3.
I mean, it sounds like Kraft should be ready to start the season. That's my understanding of it. So it'd be Kraft, Musgrave, and Wiley. That is what I have right now. I think Musgrave
in complete agreement.
I think Musgrave could end up getting traded at the deadline, like he almost was last year, potentially. I just think Wiley's a better fit, but I mean, for right now, just as some slight injury insurance, even though he does run like a baby deer, I just keep Musgrave around. Now we're getting into defense, and defense gets a little more.
It's definitely interesting for sure. So to recap, my offense has 22 players on it. Love, Taylor, Jacobs, Lloyd, Brooks, Watson, Golden, Reed, Williams, Moore, Sturdivant, Kraft, Musgrave, Wiley, Morgan, Banks, Ryan, Belton, Tom, Burton, Kennard, Brant Banks, and Williams. And John Williams. So.
Yeah, I had 24 players on offense. And then I go 26 on defense. Mine is pretty much the same. I just added a wide receiver. And
why am I so low? Oh, I think I have 9 offensive linemen, 5 wide receivers. Okay, I'm adding an extra offensive lineman.
Yeah, it's good. You're shallow on the wide receiver.
Yeah. Well, I think they only keep 6 anyway.
I can agree with you. I think they go 6 wide receivers with 10 O linemen. That would probably make the most sense. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Now for defense,
I have 26. That's what I kept on defense here.
Oh, I'm forgetting about the special teams 3, so that is 26 as well. That brings the total up to 26. So I have, God, I can't do math right now.
So you would need 26.
Like 20.
What do you have on offense?
I have 20. I've used 26 roster spots so far.
Oh, okay. You have 26. So that'd be
53 minus 26. I have 27 spots.
Man. Yeah, there you go. Oh, so you're a little heavier on defense than I am. I'm more split. 5 defensive tackles, I'm pretty clean there. Hargrave, Wyatt, McClellan, Brinson, and Stackhouse.
You think they cut Brooks?
I don't. Oh, I kind of forgot about Carl. I forgot about Carl Brooks.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Especially if they're playing a 3-4, this gets a little tricky because it's just becomes IDL, which would be Wyatt, Hargrave, or I would
Hargrave, obviously, Wyatt, Hargrave, and McClellan are staying.
Mm-hmm.
Brinson.
Brinson's under contract too. He's staying.
He's staying. I've been inclined to believe they trade Carl Brooks, but I guess I'll just replace Brooks with I'll put Stackhouse with Brooks for now.
Mm-hmm.
They don't seem to incline for a true zero tech, and so why would they just get one of Jonathan Ford or Stackhouse on the roster on the practice squad and promote one as needed? They prefer lane discipline anyways.
Yeah, they do.
Jonathan Gannon.
They are going to be really frustrated with some parts of McClellan. But
yeah. We'll see what happens there. So did you keep those then, or did you keep Brooks? Or how many did you keep?
I kept 6. Because if you're playing a 3-4, you're going to need extra interior defensive linemen. And you got to think of some pass rushing capabilities here too. Like, because at some point, if you have to drop someone into coverage, it's an edge rusher dropping into coverage, whether that's LVN or Micah, and you don't really want to do that. Like, you don't want to drop.
Well, you don't want to do LVN, and so that's why I kept 6 defensive ends, because you can run LVN inside a little bit if you want to on some like exotic packages.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of my long-term thought here. So I kept 6 defensive ends and 5 defensive tackles. So that's 11 guys on the defensive line there. And I think guys like DDS, Sorrell, and Oliver are a bit better at being able to drop into coverage. And I didn't, just to kind of get into my defensive ends, like I kept LVN, DDS, Baron Sorrell, Colin Oliver, Brenton Cox Jr., and Aaron Mosby. And
I forgot about Mosby.
Like
a lot.
Yeah, I put Micah Parsons on the pup because that's where he's going to start. Like, I think that's just kind of a given here based on what Brian Gutekunst said.
Isn't pup 6 weeks out now?
4.
Oh, it's 4?
Sure it's 4. But they can practice. They can start practicing 2 weeks out.
Oh, why not just start him on IR?
Maybe.
And then he can come back in 3.
I might be getting it mixed up.
Anyway, Micah's not taking up a 53 spot because he's hurt. And whatever they do with
recovering from his ACL.
He will be back. Well, Micah's not listed in these rooms because he's recovering from the ACL, but he will be on the team still by like week 4. He'll be on the field by week 4.
Probably, yeah.
But
yeah. He'll probably replace either Brenton Cox Jr. or Mosby, one of the two.
He'll replace BC Jr. because he doesn't do teams.
I wondered that, but I think it's going to depend on what DDS and Sorrell do on special teams as well, or even Oliver. Because you got to remember, Oliver missed a lot of last year as well. Didn't really play at all whatsoever. I think one of those 3 could take Aaron Mosby's spot if you wanted to, and because I think Brenton Cox Jr. has a lot more pass rush upside. I think you and I both like him. I like him a lot more than Mosby. And with the way they tend to rotate their defensive line, I think Brenton Cox Jr. brings you more value as a pass rusher in a league that values pass rushers than a guy like Aaron Mosby. And as you're kind of getting these rookies acclimated, like DDS, like Oliver, who basically had a redshirt year, keeping Brenton Cox Jr. gives you a more veteran presence on that pass rush line, long term too, especially.
Right.
What's your defensive line? Who'd you keep? Who'd you let go?
So I I covered the D tackles already or the interior defensive linemen with Wyatt, Hargrave, McCullough, Brinson, Brooks, and Stackhouse. For outside linebackers, I also kept 6. LVN, DDS, Sorrell, Oliver, Mosby, and BC Jr. One of BC Jr. or Mosby will be replaced with Micah when he is healthy.
Yeah.
And
dominating the league again.
Yeah. And if we remove to linebackers, move up to the second level, I kept 5.
I did 2. Not 2 linebackers, meaning I did keep 5.
Okay. I
only did 2. No.
I think this room is pretty chalky, depending on what you like. I
mean, Zaire and Cooper are 1 and 2.
Yeah. And then it's Hopper, McDuffie, and Neiman.
Yeah. I mean, Neiman's special team value. I think Neiman on special teams is probably one of the most guaranteed spots there.
And
just kind of given the fact that
he's better than Welch at special teams. But Welch can do a little bit more of the linebackery stuff.
Yeah.
So it's
I think you're kind of hoping Hopper. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think you're kind of hoping Hopper takes a step as that linebacker 3 with Quay Walker gone. I mean, McDuffie could be a trade candidate, a surprise cut candidate as well. Because I'm not sure he does anything better than Christian Welch.
Mm-hmm.
It's just my opinion. I don't know. I'm surprised he hasn't been traded to Miami yet. To be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Been waiting for Jeff Hafley to ring up the phone and say, hey, give me McDuffie.
Yeah, I kind of wish that would happen.
I know, right?
Moving on to corner.
What do you want to do, corner or safety?
Well, okay. Let's do safety.
I kept 4. I kept 4 safeties.
Because I had the extra body. Oh, wait a minute. Right. Yeah, because I had the extra body, I'm organizing my defense differently. Are you counting Bullard as a corner or safety?
I have Bullard as a corner.
Okay. I have him as neither. I have him as a star. So I have also kept 4 safeties. But because I had that extra body with keeping 27 roster spots for defense, I kept 4. Wait, who are your 4?
All right, safety is X, Williams, Kitten, and Simpson.
Okay, here's where we differ a little. I have X, Evan, Catan, and Jonathan Baldwin.
I just like I like Simpson over Baldwin. I think Baldwin you can get on the practice squad. I think Brian Gutekunst talked a lot about Jalen Simpson in his press conference as well a couple times. I know they tried him at corner. I thought that was dumb. I don't think he's a corner at all whatsoever. I think he is a safety, and I like his tape more than Baldwin's.
I don't like Simpson's tackling straight up. I think Baldwin
that was
will
more
at
of a
least
corner.
tackle. So,
I mean, some of it is a frame thing too, but I think that was more of he was playing corner in preseason than it was his actual natural position, better position at safety. I could hear the argument. Man, it's tough. I mean, obviously, X and Williams are there. I mean, Kitten's your big nickel. He can play. He can play the strong, basically Evan Williams' position, strong safety. I just like Simpson as a better free safety backup for X, especially. Not gonna. How many corners did you keep?
I Also 6.
Also 6. Yeah, dude. I do think one of these guys could get traded between.
Wait a minute, I messed up my
Like-
math. You're kidding me. I'm at 28.
I'm not kidding you.
Oh, god damn it. Okay.
So give me that extra roster spot.
Shit. We can't IPP anybody. Okay, just remove BC Jr. then from my edge rusher, and then we're at 27.
That's funny. It is funny. I kept Nixon, Valentine. I was like, I have Bullard listed as a nickel. St. Just, Dominique Jackson, and obviously, to say is going to be, there. One of these guys is going to be between Nixon and Valentine. One of those guys is going to be expendable.
Yeah, I agree with you. I kept Cisse, St. Just, Jackson, CV, Nixon, and Haddon. I think you get a little more of your special teams value from the back half of this room with Haddon, Damani, St. Just too, depending on how they use him.
Well, here's the thing with St. Just. If you watch his zone tape, he plays very well in zone.
It's really good.
He's a really good zone corner. If I'm Nixon and Valentine, like I think Valentine is a better zone corner than Nixon is. And I think that's something you have to consider. Yes, like the tackling is the concern for Carrington Valentine. And underneath Jeff Halfley, like Valentine was in the doghouse.
They didn't play him.
Like how many times?
They like benched him. What game was it that they benched him? And they threw. Who did they throw in over them?
Haddon went in, and then Haddon got hurt.
Right.
Almost immediately. Like was it Seattle? No, it wasn't Seattle. We didn't play Seattle that year. I know the season before it was Seattle. He got benched again. But yeah, it's it's tough. It's tough because like Nixon, I don't think the Packers necessarily think Nixon is a good corner at this point. Obviously, like they drafted 2 guys. I like Dominique Jackson's tape from the previous year, not this past year. It was obviously rough for Dominique Jackson. I think he has the athletic upside there to be better than Nixon easily, especially. For sure, I think Dominique Jackson's gonna make the team roster as a special teams gunner, and I think he's gonna play well there. Honestly, it would not surprise me if towards the latter half of the year, if your starting corners are St. Just and Cisse.
It should
Bullard in the slot.
It should start the year like that. But then that's like a trial by fire for Cisse, and rookie corners rarely ever start well out of the gate if you're not like J.C. Horn or
Jair Alexander.
Yeah. Hey, Eric Stokes played well his rookie year too. But
Eric Stokes did play well his rookie year. And again, I think here's my thing. It's going to depend. Here's my thing with Cisse, and I've said this. I said this in the previous episode when we kind of talked about the draft picks too. If he can pick up his zone understanding, I don't think there's any reason why he shouldn't start within like the first 4 games. If he can show that zone understanding and not necessarily just rely on his pure athleticism, you're going to get a very good corner. Who, again, if you're locking down one half of the field with Cisse, and then you can let Evan Williams and Xavier McKinney kind of lock the other spaces up, you're going to have a good time. Like, you're going to have a good time. And if that is the case, then you're sitting there at the trade deadline. Okay, how can Brian Gutekunst be greedy? Well, who wants Valentine or who wants Nixon? Who wants a Pro Bowl corner? Who wants an all-pro corner in Keyshawn Nixon, even though it was for returning kicks? We won't talk about that.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. I think it works better if you're just like, hey, Cisse, you're the left field corner. or you're the corner on the left part of the field, take it away. X can help with anything over the top if you need him to. And then you're just like hoping that Bullard and Williams, or not Bullard, Williams and St. Juice can cover the other half of the field. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can agree with that. There's definitely a lot of competition too in that cornerback room now. I mean, just by adding those two guys. I mean, Nixon's on the last year of his deal. He does have a bit of an ego. Valentine, I just love Valentine's energy. Like, I think he's a great locker room guy as well. I think
He
he's a
can't
better locker room
tackle.
guy than Nixon. But he just maybe the new DB coach will fix that. That's the hope.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's like if you just don't have that dog in you.
He couldn't tackle at Kentucky either. That's the sad part.
It's not like
He's never
it's
really
not
been
like
able
a
to
technique
tackle.
thing. It's just like a willingness.
It's just who he is as a person.
Cisse will like have poor technique, but will die on the field to make the tackle. There's a difference between those two players. So,
and like at least Nixon does come downhill.
You want me to pull up that end zone angle from the Bears game?
Most of the time. When he's done most of the time, he does come downhill. That's fair. I blocked that out of my memory.
I wish I could block it out of mine.
Man, just get rid of them both. Honestly, like just start Bullard, Saint Juste, and Cisse, and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Like legitimate, I'll be happy. I would rather keep Hayden on this roster over Nixon and Valentine.
I would explore getting if you're going to do that, I would explore getting some value out of Valentine just because of his cover abilities. Like some team would like that. But I also think like, hey, maybe rotate BSJ and CV on like downs. Say, hey, I'm covering or BSJ on early downs because he's more of a tackler, and on like long and obvious passing downs, give it to CV. Throw him out there on the field.
Yeah, just as your pure cover guy on like third and longs, especially. Yeah, I could vibe with that. Nixon, I just don't think. Again, I would try to get what you can out of it for Nixon.
What's
like,
his
I just
cap
would.
hit?
I think it's like $5 million or something. That.
Let's take a look. Is it like doable to cut him?
Yeah, I know it's doable to cut him.
Okay, Keyshawn Nixon. Base salary $4.3 million. You have $2 million of dead cap, and you save $5 million if you cut him pre-June 1st. But you probably end up cutting him post-June 1st.
Yeah. That's going to help you with the Tucker Craft extension and, Watson and or Tucker Craft extension.
Yeah.
Probably both.
Yeah.
One or the other. There's a lot, and that's going to be fun stuff to talk to too, because this, for those of you who don't know, this is our last episode of season 1 here, as we kind of go on a little bit of a hiatus with me moving towards the end of May here. We'll be back at you in June, specifically with season 2, because then things are going to start to really ramp up eventually.
It'll get real fun.
I mean, it's that's crazy that we're getting close to the next season already.
Side note, before we talk about the future, we're still paying Kenny Clark $17 million.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Good Lord.
That does make sense. Yeah, well, they're getting out of the hole.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Just to get in the hole again and have to extend Micah Parsons. But
this has been a great year. I'm really excited really happy we ended up starting this, and excited for what's coming down the pipeline.
And I just want to take this time to thank all of our listeners. I mean, to start with like 5 people and to grow into like an average of like 50 over the past year, and that just continues to grow. I do check out the metrics.
That's good.
I got like
don't. I should.
yeah, I got a large group of people in Denmark, and so that's awesome to see that the my overseas Packer fans are listening here. So I appreciate that, as well as like a contingent in New Zealand too, which is just crazy to think about. But I appreciate everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We're going on vacation here. We will see you next month. Thanks for tuning in.
To Packers fans coast to coast, thanks for going beyond the frozen tundra. We appreciate you tuning in. And as always, go Pack Go!